My name is Soraya Silverdime, I'm the queen of healthy Latin cooking. Today we are talking about things that start with the letter P. Power to the people and power to the pinga. And power to the women who make whatever decision they make regarding their factory installed part, which is their penis. That's a little provocative. And with that, let me say that this episode, again, may be sexually descriptive, sexually explicit. And I did a lot of research about endocrinology, and I did a lot of research about dating before my transition, and what women who had already transitioned, what these women were speaking to as far as their sexual preferences and the type of men they wanted to attract. I remember one article in particular. She seemed to be an older woman too. She was like, if a man is interested in her penis in any way, she was not going to date him. And I'm like, that's very interesting. And then I've met trans women, and they had shared that they were deciding to remove their penises as to not attract men who would be interested in their penises. Like I said in my last video where I talked about I didn't want to remove my penis. My sensuality, my sexuality is really, it starts in between my ears. The right makeup, the right hairstyle, the right outfit. Yeah, the surgeries, the HRT, enhancing my look as a woman totally helped my sensuality, my confidence in my appearance of the woman that I wish to be. Like, I really got off on my look today. I was like, oh my God, I look so pretty for an old woman. I'm gonna be 64.
I've had a transsexualism operation. That means I've had a sex change.
But I'm like, damn. Like, a lot of times I'm like underestimating my own appearance, my own power. The woman's got the strength, the woman's got the power, but the power of being trans is a beautiful, powerful thing. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but not for nothing, but I look at myself and I'm like, wow. Hey, darling, how are you? How are you, honey? I'm like, why am I so single? Why isn't there more money in my bank account? You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ. I mean, a guy would be really happy to be with me. All right, this is good stuff here. Hot, good stuff. I've taken really good care of myself. I think sometimes I overprotect myself. Going back to the power that trans women have, whether you maintain your penis status or you don't. I will say though, the early stages of my coming out as a queer man in Jackson Heights, Queens. And back in those days, if you wanted to see porn and rent a porn movie, you had to go to a VHS rental store. And in the back section would be like the porn section with a curtain. It was, so seedy. I loved it. And I remember going back there to get my videos, do my little rentals. And I remember the section where the transgender videos were. And I remember seeing the covers of these VHS tapes of these beautiful women, beautiful face, beautiful bodies with a freaking penis. How could that happen? How could you do that? How could that happen? And I don't know. Today I felt like I look like one of those women. Like, I look really pretty. I have mine still, and I like it a lot. I like mine. I like having it, but I remember back in those days seeing that. It was like, I gotta be honest, I was a little repulsed, because it's like, some of them had really big penises, and they were gorgeous with curves, and the hair, and the face, and the butt, and the hips. I was jealous, actually. I was hating. I was like, oh, that's not fair. She's so beautiful and she's got one bigger than me. And speaking of that, I've been noticing lately that when I meet gay men of color, especially, they throw shade to me as a transgender woman. I get support actually from the queer white men than the queer, black, and Latin men. I just gotta say that. But my little repulsion was, I guess it is maybe rooted in the jealousy that maybe a trans woman has a really great piece, you know, and can have the upper hand, no pun intended, in being a top with men. And some men really desire and totally seeking a very beautiful woman who could be a top. And I'm starting to feel more and more comfortable with that. It's really okay. And I have noticed that there's a lot of power in the pinga. There's a lot of power to the penis. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think in whatever way I sense my power, as long as I don't abuse it and manipulate others with that ability or that self-perceived power, I've just been, from my experiences, been noticing that it's true. One thing I don't think I've mentioned is that, and it's really important, I didn't know this until like just last year in dating, that men who are open to dating transgender women and cisgender women, because I've met them, and they really like to date trans women because of their metal detectors. I always call mine a metal detector. Okay, what does that mean? Their freaking penis. For some men who date transgender and cisgender women, some men prefer dating and being intimate, having sex with a transgender woman, because the transgender woman has the metal detector that gets an erection, and the man can see that the woman is turned on immensely by him. I never thought about that. Didn't think that that was something that men would want to see, but I guess it's true for a woman, a cisgender woman. How can you tell if she's really turned on? When a human has a penis and they're excited by you, and that human happens to be a transgender woman and she gets a hard on, the guy is like really like turned on by that, by seeing that she is totally aroused by him. Like, I love it when I talk to a guy and I'm meeting a guy, the right guy could get my metal detector going tiki 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 tiki, like I could get a hard on just by talking to like the right guy. Just the intrigue, the attractiveness, the way the conversation is going and everything. I love that about my body. And I was really afraid that I would lose that in my transition, and I haven't lost it. I used to say it was a Geiger counter, but it's not a Geiger counter, it's a metal detector. And the metal detector is really what? It's a body detector. It's a stud detector. Possible boyfriend detector. Maybe husband detector. But I don't know if I really want to get married. And maybe I do. I don't know. I'm still like trying to figure that one out. So this video is about the power that transgender women have. They do. No denial. There's a very erotic thing about back to the video store, the VHS covers with those women. Now I can see that because I am it, and my perspective on sensuality, sexuality, gender expression has expanded. I am quite the erotic, exotic creature, human. It's pretty hot to be this age, somewhat attractive, and pretty sexy, and have a penis. You know, if you want to remove your penis, it's great. Wear the bikini, there's no bulge. If that defines you further as a trans woman, then great. Like, I wouldn't want another cavity in my body. The one in the back is fine. That's it. Look, if I date a guy and he's too focused on my penis, it's gotta be like the Goldilocks and the Three Bears, you know? It's gotta be, not that they detest my penis, not that they love my penis more than I love theirs. It could be just right, just enough that they honor my body and that part of my body that is factory installed, the original part, and can honor the rest of my body, the feminine parts of my body, my breasts, the shape of my body, my face, my demeanor, my mannerism, my voice. A lot of men love my voice. For me, like the right bed, the right porridge, not too hot, not too cold, just right, the bed just right. The guy, well, not perfect, but compatible and sweet. You know, I just want to say, if you're an older woman or anyone that's thinking about transitioning male to female, I hope I could be a power example of what you can achieve in your appearance. I'm really glad I came into this phase of my transition as an elder, as a senior, with a little bit more common sense. And believe me, and the men that I've chosen, I don't think I've had much common sense. But had I come out in my 20s, the way I was drinking and carrying on, oh, forget about it. Forget about it. I mean, I make shit choices as an old woman. I could just imagine the choices I would have made in my 20s or 30s. So thank goodness that I came into this transgender Puerto Rican world of sobriety and psoriasis without fierceness. Big honk on that at a later age. Alright, so power to the people, power to the pinga, power to the Venus, honey. So thank you so much for coming to Psoriasis Without Fears cooking show. Thank you for watching this episode. Again, like, subscribe, check out all my music, and I enjoy creating these videos for you. Let me know what you think of them. Any comments, please put them in there. And I hope to see you soon. Mwah!